Hi there. So you've just got Sales Navigator, or you've upgraded your premium to Sales Navigator or Navigator Team Advance. I'm just going to show you how you can find some leads for your Leadeth campaigns. So the reason I've recommended you get Sales Navigator is to really unlock all these different filters. LinkedIn Basic and the free version of LinkedIn and the premium version, this is very limited, and you don't have this ability to go into the demographics of your specific ideal client, your audience, your prospects, your target, your lead. But now with Sales Navigator, you can really filter, hone in on who that exact individual is with laser precision, and that's going to improve the connection acceptance rate. More people are going to accept the connection request because your profile is aligned to them. And hopefully this will all make sense as we go along. So you can save these searches that you do. Recommend you do that if you want to keep coming back to it. If you go to saved searches, you'll see a list of previously saved searches that I've made. I'm just going to bring up a recent one that I've done today. As you can see, it's pre-filled all the different filters in, but all we're interested in is big long URL at the top of the browser. We need that. We copy that and then paste that into our Leadeth campaigns, and that will bring in these 117 new prospects that we've not yet connected with, and that will kick off the automation, and we'll start connecting with all these people. So let's take it back. Let's clear all the filters, start from scratch for you, and I'm going to just walk you through some of the essential filters. As you can see, we've got two columns of filters here. There's a little collapse button, so you want to see all the data filters that are available. Firstly, current company, obviously if that's relevant and you want to find prospects that will work in a specific business, then use that filter. I'm going to skip straight to company headcount. For me, that's relevant. I'm looking for 1 to 10, 11 to 50. So the real kind of small SMEs, those really small ones. Every time you input a filter or add a negative filter or whatever, then what you'll see is this updates. So I've now got 100 million plus results appearing. So this is everybody that's first degree, second degree, third degree, all the different degrees of connections on LinkedIn. They might be connected to me, they might have a mutual connection, or third degree, they're completely cold people that have got nothing in common with me whatsoever. So I can start to filter these prospects, and that's what we're going to do. So we filtered by the number of employees in the organization which they're at. So 1 to 50. So that's what I've gone for. If you're open to working with bigger companies, then yeah, go for those bigger fish. Past company, for me, this is not relevant. If I want to exclude a specific business that I might have previously worked with, you could add it here as an exclusion. I'll show you how to do that. So for example, AI UK, previously done a bit of work with these guys, so I can choose the exclude option, and that will exclude them from any future searches. So yeah, the search results have not changed because it's a tiny business. If you want to include them, you hit that button there. So the little exclusion button is that one. So that's currently excluded now from my search. So Deloitte, if I want to exclude everyone at Deloitte, I can add an exclusion in there. So it's just as good to have exclusion as well as inclusion where possible. I'll show you this on the job title field in a moment. Company type, this is super helpful. So if you want to pull out maybe those not-for-profits, the charity sector, because they're not viable for you, then you can do that here, or just go for the people that you want to go for. So I just go for privately held. If you're doing a campaign for schools, then educational institution might be good for colleges. Every time you click a filter, the number of prospects in all the other categories is automatically populated here. So this is how many million are in all the other ones. So self-owned or self-employed. You can scroll down. There's government agency, 1 million. So I don't want those. They're not my ideal audience. I'm just going for the privately held companies, and I've now got 44 million results. Too many to be putting into a campaign. So we're going to have to filter this down a lot more. Function in terms of their business, what they're dealing with. If it's just people involved with operations, you can then filter by that, or business development or sales. So you can filter by their business operations. I'm not going to use that filter for myself. Current job title though, this was quite a good one. So you could populate multiple job titles here. So managing director, I want those guys. Owners of the business. So I'm looking for owner always do it plural. And then you've got founder for the smaller businesses, and retired. Now, I don't want retired people, so I'm going to pull anybody that's got the word retired in their current job title, retired or semi-retired. Often they're time wasters. So CEO is pretty top level. So let's have the CEO guys. But you can also specify seniority level, or you can do this in combo with the job titles. So click the plus. Here we go. We've got directors. Yeah, let's have directors, CEOs, owners, and maybe VPs. It's a bit more of an American terminology. But this is pretty much all the senior people that I would like to connect with. Past job title, if that's relevant. So if they've previously been retired, you could exclude them again, or they've previously been in a specific role and you think that's not relevant, you could use that filter there. Years in the business. So if you're after more senior people, that have more experienced and been around for some time, then this is a really good filter to kind of isolate those people. So if you're working, I've got a client that works in financial services, an IFA. So he really wants to speak to people that have been in a role for 10 years. They've probably built up a bit more wealth. So if you're looking for kind of high net worth individuals, often I use this filter to try and target those people, because it's often those people have been in roles for 20 plus years or whatever. And that's how you would find them. So years in current company is a good one for targeting those sorts of people. If I wanted to exclude people that are very new in business, then this is where I could add an exclusion, say not in business for 1 year. I would just select all the others that are relevant. So 2 years and upwards, 3 years and upwards. But for me, I'm just going to leave everyone in there. I'm not fussed how long they've been in a position or in a current business even. Geography, this is a really helpful filter. You can target by a specific town, county. So for me, Dorset, where I'm based, I can also add a postcode search. So if I type in the 10-mile radius of my current location, DT1 is pretty central to me. There we go. And I've now got all the prospects, 230 of them, that are within 10 miles of me. I might want to open that up a bit more and say, yeah, I'm happy to go over the county border a little bit more and maybe do a 25-mile radius. And then suddenly you've got a lot more prospects to choose from. So that's how the radius search works. Again, you could stick to just region if you want, Dorset. So this is where the person's based. If you want to also have where the business is based, add the business up here. And as you can see, the number of businesses where the business headquarters are located, that brings the numbers down considerably. So this is really kind of Dorset-based businesses of that size, and the individual has to be also located in Dorset. Industry filters. These are great for targeting specific industries. As you click on the drop down, the biggest ones will appear at the top naturally. So obviously there's a lot of construction type businesses, financial services. If you want to do a specific campaign targeting a specific industry, that's how you would do it. I'm not going to put any in. Again, you can put negative search terms for specific industries you don't want to work with. So, for example, marketing agencies, if I want to exclude marketing agencies, because it could be a conflict of interest, you can exclude them right there. So I'm going to leave them in for my search. But if you want to be super specific, industry specific, that's how you would add a industry. You can also choose the language profile. That might exclude a few foreign profiles that have got caught up in there. Normally it doesn't make a difference, I find. Groups, so if you have any shared groups or you want to target a group, a local group, you need to be a member of the group first. So business events in Dorset and Hampshire. So this is be a super highly targeted campaign reaching out to 11 people who I'm sharing the same group with. You can also do that with school. And then on your next column, your buyer intent. So these are filters, new filters that have come into Sales Navigator recently. So it automatically detects if there's potentially a buyer intent there. And this is looking for leads that work at specific accounts that have expressed high or moderate interest in your company in the past 30 days. So people that may have been to your company pages and things like that. So you could do a certain filter for those guys as well. Category interest. So any specific product categories that you've specified. So lead gen is, I think, one of mine, lead generation software. So anybody that's specified in terms of their interest in lead generation, then these are really good contacts for me to reach out to and connect to. So to reach out to them in Sales Navigator, you could do it manually, but it would take you forever. You click the message button, draft an email to this person with AI. It looks at their recent activity on LinkedIn, and then supposedly generates a bespoke AI message based off your business and their business. And that's how you would generate a bit of a bespoke message to an individual. This person, you notice, is in my second degree connections. We're actually looking at connection type. So I just want second degree and third degree because they're the low-hanging fruit for me. They're the people that I can connect to quickly, the second degrees. And then you can open it up to third degree. I'm just going to take the category interest filter off, leave it quite broad. So I've got 330 hyper-local business owners, 1 to 50 employees, which is really good. So you think, there's obviously a budget for marketing. If I want to do the super duper ones that are active on LinkedIn, you can click this filter here, posted on LinkedIn in the last 45 days. That would just bring up people who, have posted. So you're more likely to connect with these guys because they're active on the platform. But I'll go for everyone. Shared experiences. So if there's commonalities in your profile and theirs, you could try that one as a filter as well. I'm happy with my search. I'm going to click the toggle at the very top here to save the search for future. And that will save this search now to my saved searches, where I can bring them up here. I can also rename the saved search and call it Dorset second degree connections. So super local, second and third, I think this one was. So if I want to find them really quickly, I can go click here, and I've got all the filters that I've pre-programmed in if I need this again. So to move this 330 people into a campaign, all I'm doing is copying this big long URL here and then heading back into the Leadeth platform. Bear with me. Sales Navigator URL, and we're just pasting that big long URL into there. Click submit. As soon as we launch the campaign, those prospects will now filter and come into the campaign. And then,